So update 35 just dropped and we got 2 new maps, a new skin for Pat, some trophy items, bug fixes and more. But in this video I want to talk mostly about the buffs that came with this update. Starting off, we can now buff Paragons using other Paragons. The carrier flagship buff can now be given by the Navarch to the Doom ship. Synergy between Paragons is something that many of us have wanted to see for a while now, and it's really fun to see it finally start making an appearance in the game. For now, this is the only synergy, but I assume that we will see more in the near future. And as for super late game, this is obviously a very fun and nice welcome change. Next up is the Call to Arms buff, which now works on every tower on the screen, just like Homeland, instead of just the towers within its range. So now all of a sudden this tower becomes a lot more useful. Judging from the patch notes, this is sort of an experiment that they will be listening for feedback a lot about, but if the feedback is good, it's gonna stay in the game. The Necromancer Wizard, or Prince of Darkness, can now target where you want the undead bloons to spawn, which is really nice because sometimes you might place the Prince of Darkness and then have bloons spawn in a good spot, and then you give him a couple of buffs and realize that now they will be spawning somewhere else. So pretty nice quality of life change. The Grand Sabo ability, for those who did not know, does not only slow down and damage bloons that spawn, but also gives more range and Moab damage to all shinobis. But now after this update it gives twice as much extra range and extra Moab damage as it did before to all shinobis, so a really nice buff that is gonna be very useful for chimps runs. The Glue Gunner also got some buffs. One that is great for super late game is the increased duration of the glue storm, from 15 seconds to 20 seconds, so that now means that we have well over 100% uptime using the Energizer and the primary expertise. And the second interesting thing is that the balloon solver now drops an acid puddle upon destroying a balloon. The bottom path Hayley also got some really big damage and bonus buffs. The missiles now do more than twice as much damage as before, and the Moab bonus was increased by more than 100% as well. And the darts damage was increased from 3 to 4, so overall it seems like this tower got one of the biggest buffs in the update. Next up is the Spike Factory. Supermines got damage buffs across the board, and the Couple of Spikes got some extra nice Moab damage. I tried to super buff the new Supermines, and it actually made it past round 200. Back in September of 2021, ISAB made a video on the max buffed Supermines and it got around 190 on hard mode before dying, so it's definitely gotten stronger since. Now there were a lot more balance changes than this, but I just mentioned a few that I thought was pretty interesting. And another thing I thought was cool was that they actually lowered the price of the Ultra Boost, which is going to be pretty useful for some chimps ultra late game. So that's going to be pretty nice. And as for the new maps, I'm trying some chimps on the new expert map, and boy is that a tough start. Definitely an original map, and we will have a lot of late game fun on that one in the future. Let me know what all of you guys think about the new buffs in this update down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.